Okay, so good morning and good evening, everyone, and welcome back in today's class. Yesterday, we started our journey with ServiceNow. We understand that what is tool and why we are going to be use ServiceNow. Okay, let me again little brief on that part, just to be clear your thoughts, and then we can start on the next topic of today's. Okay, so if I say there's a multiple tools available in market, and every tool has its own function. Like you cannot give the presentations in Excel, but you can give presentation only in the PowerPoint. You cannot write your essays or the big stories in Excel sheet, but you can use the Word file. You cannot do the calculation easily in the Word, but you can use the Excel sheet. Okay, so why I put this point? Because whenever we go for the consulting, customer always need a word in the place. They say no, Atul, I need this thing in tool. He forget, and even we forget sometimes because we do the advocacy of service. Now we are doing the advocacy of a tool, and we say yes, this can be done or this cannot be done. We have to be remember that it is a tool. It is not a rocket. It is still need human intervention to be understand. Okay, so now we have to be clear on that part, that it is a tool which we are going to be used. Like Salesforce are available in market. Salesforce do something different. Maybe we ServiceNow cannot do, or maybe up to some limit ServiceNow can do. ServiceNow can do which Salesforce cannot do. BMC Remedy can provide something more, but maybe ServiceNow not providing that much capability. Okay, now one more thing. Maybe I put one more question in front of you today, and you have to get the answer. Get any 5 ITSM tool. Why I'm saying the ITSM? Because ServiceNow is we consider ServiceNow as a ITSM tool. Go and get any of the 5 ITSM tool, make a table and do the comparison. Number one part. Okay. Okay. Bukola, note down this question and at the end of the session, put into the chat window on the WhatsApp. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to take 5 tools.
1 second, 1 second. I'm trying to. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, can you go ahead with your question?
Okay. So what you have to do, you have to get 5 different tools which are from the ITSM perspective. Okay. Do the comparison of those 5 tools, but you will not be biased on ServiceNow. Don't think that I'm doing ServiceNow training, so I should put ServiceNow for every good point. No. Why this exercise is required? Because not sometime when we are going to increase or you're going to be high on the experience perspective, your role is getting changed. Then you have to do these comparisons and present to the customer as well. That is actually required. I done a lot of time. The only thing is that I cannot share the any kind of official document with anyone, because that is the office purpose. I cannot share with anyone. But I want you guys to do this exercise. And believe me, there's nothing wrong, nothing right will be there. But you have to be think from the multiple perspective. I give you the parameters in the background. Only with the example, you have to put the parameters as per the tooling. Like when you suppose you want to open a business, maybe it's a restaurant, it's a grocery shop, it's a hotel, anything you want to be open. You consider that business, or when you want to open that business, you consider it from the multiple perspective. The first thought come in your mind, where should I open my office or maybe the restaurant? You see, if it is in the residential area, that will be good. Near to college. No, I'm not sharing the screen as of now. Okay. If I'm putting it into the maybe the near to some tourist place, I'll get more earning. Then the second thought come in the mind. How much maintenance maintenance total will required after 5 or 10 years. So these are the parameters which you have to be thinking. Now go and do the deep dive in the internet. Don't ask me, Atul, what are the parameters? At least 4 or 5 parameters you have to be identified. So it should be like this only. Like this. So here you will put parameter 1, P1, P2, and here you put the tool 1, T2. So like this you have to create a table. So for this parameter, what do you think? For this parameter, what do you think? Yes, go ahead. Anyone has any question here? Okay, fine. So this is the one of the exercise you have to do because that is required here. Okay. Now I come to the today's topic. ServiceNow is a tool. WhatsApp is also a tool, right? We see that we installed WhatsApp maybe in 2013 or 14 or 15 somewhere. And till today, WhatsApp has increased a number of versions, right? Maybe earlier it was the version 1.1, now 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 4.1, 4.5, 5, 6.1, 7.1, all the things will be there. So in the same manner, ServiceNow also upgrade their self. And we call this as a release. Okay, so officially, they started the release in the 2011 with the name of the SPN. SP. If I little bit broader this, and I put a question in front of everyone, just go through this particular slide, okay, and tell me what similarity you're finding here. Take a minute or two, go through this complete slides, go to the names.
These are city names.
These are the city names. What else?
In some of the years, there are 2 versions. Like there are 2 releases in some of the years. Like in 2015, there are 2 versions. 2017, there are 2 versions. And post that in like most of the years, we have 2 versions in a single years.
Okay. What else?
They are alphabetical.
Alphabetical. That's very nice. What else? So majorly these 3 changes or these 3 points which you identify are actually valid in this particular place. And this is the beauty of ServiceNow, I can say. Before SPN, they have a releases available. Yes, Deepika, you said you go through that part. Tell us the releases name before SPN.
Hi Atul, it was based on the seasons like summer 2007, fall 2007,
Mm-hmm.
then summer 2008, winter 2009, spring 2009, fall 2009, winter 2010, spring 2010, fall 2010, then again winter 2011, June 2011, and October 2011, and then SPN started.
SPN, right. So if you see that ServiceNow started his journey near about in 90s, 90 or 1980s in somewhere. Okay. So they started the releases from the 2007. In 7 they have 2 releases, then 8 they have 2 releases. That was based on the what I can say on the seasons. But actual in the industry, if you see, they are known from the SPN 2011. And now we are going to be use Rome. Rome already released. It was released in September 2021. So number 1 point that they are alphabetically ordered. That's very good. Second point, approximately from 2015, they're almost consistent that every year they're releasing a 2 release except 2016. 17 they have 2, 18 they have 2, 19 they have 2, 20 they have 2, 21 they have 2. Now in March or maybe possibly in February, they are going for a new release as well. Okay, if you go for the interview, it will definitely ask which version of ServiceNow you are using at point of time. So we are doing our training on the Rome release. If the next release has been done, then we will upgrade our system to the next release. Let me bring that image here.
So for sure, the next release would be in some city which starts with
Some
S,
city.
right?
Yes, yes, definitely yes. It's a San Diego.
Oh.
Sir, you are on mute.
Sorry, yes, sorry. Okay, so you can see here that a company who can give you the updates up to for the next 3 years or the 2 years, how big is their vision? So we are on the roam at point of time. In Q1, maybe in month in specifically in April month specifically or in March, they will release the San Diego. After that, in September, October, they will release at Tokyo. Then in 23 they have Ulat and they have Vancouver, and in 2024 they have Washington DC. Now the question come, and definitely many people put on the LinkedIn as well that what after Z, how they're going to be start the releases name, or ServiceNow will stop releases, or they have some other thought in their mind. Are they going to start with the planets? They're going with the celebrities. They're going with the good famous books, maybe good films names. What next they'll be thinking to bring it? And being a ServiceNow, I'll never say it's a learner. I always say being a ServiceNow lover, you should know that what's the next step. A lot of discussion happened in the LinkedIn approximately when they released this picture 3 or 4 months back, that what about after Z? And just think that what will be the W, X, Y, and Z. What is the X country is there? What is the Y country name will be there? What is the Z country name will be there? And believe me, if you have any kind of a thoughts, never hesitate to put on the LinkedIn that according to my thinking that maybe ServiceNow will bring X with this country name, Y with this country name, Z with this country name. Let's see, maybe it matches.
As I seen, Xenia was like for X, I think so.
Xenia, right?
Okay. Z for Zimbabwe might be.
Zimbabwe, right? Zimbabwe or maybe some other countries can be there, but for Y, Uganda can be there.
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone can be there. Yes, but they pick up very famous cities only. So now see, now the thing is that social media is very much important here. Believe me, a daily I see a lot of LinkedIn posts where just people put their thought. You can put a poll as well on the LinkedIn that what will the next country, city name or the release name of the service now. Y you can put just 3 names. Z you can put 3 names. X you can put 3 names. Let people poll. Let people say what they'll be thinking. Maybe if you are lucky, ServiceNow also can see this thing, and they can also appreciate you. So being in the interview, it has been asked to me, what are the next upcoming releases? Why? Because being a consultant, you should be on the eagle as a stakeholder for yourself. You should able to see that, okay, in 2023, 2022, we're coming with a Tokyo soon. We're coming to the Othos soon, Vancouver soon, or Washington DC soon. Many people are there. As soon as they release this San Diego for the personal instance, for the developer perspective, people start creating videos on the top of that. Even I created a videos on that. I have a cubic upgrades, I have a Rome upgrades, I'll do this part on the San Diego as well. What changes are coming in this coming releases? Clear till this point? Any doubt? Any question here? Anyone? Okay, let me come back to the discussion here now. So these are the releases. Okay, now let me come to the important point. A very, very, very important, I can say, slide, a concept for everyone. Either you are using ServiceNow already, then good. If you're not using the ServiceNow, then not an issue. Now, see, the thing is that if I say that, let me come here. It's look good, like sometime when I open the screen, it's like give me a good feeling. Okay, let's see example. Kunal want to order something from the any of the e-commerce websites, or maybe many of the food delivery website. Okay, Kunal go to website or open the app, book order, done. Does Kunal need any kind of license, or does Kunal need to pay any amount to get registered on that particular website or that particular app? Answer is no. Kunal is not paying. Kunal is just putting his email ID and work done. He is able to access the system and he can do. Now, if I take example of the Amazon Prime, if you are having Amazon Prime membership, what are the benefits? You can get a sales in little advance. You will be getting the deliveries in a 1 or 2 days maximum, and other benefits are there. But to do that part, you require a special access. And in this industry, special access means if you pay more, you will getting the more benefits. Like if you see that if you travel via flights, upgrade your leg space by paying 1,000 rupees. 1,000 to kuch bhi nahi hota. 2,000 or 3,000 rupees. Pay this much amount, enjoy the lounge at the airport. So what all these? Anybody can go to airport who has a flight ticket can go in the airport, but cannot utilize the, what I can say, launch. Why? Because they did not pay for this. So in the same manner in our ServiceNow, now I'm talking specifically from the ServiceNow perspective. In ServiceNow, we have a user called the end user. The user who is just making a request or using the, what I can say, knowledge articles and is able to raise any incident is an end user for me. Okay. He or she is the end user for me. It means that particular user don't require any license. Now let me come to your official side. In our offices, when suppose you join a new company, okay, or maybe in your company you join a new project, right? You says your project manager says, hey, Mr. XYZ, please raise a request to get a new laptop. You go to that particular web portal kind of things or website on your official part. You raise the request and you're done. You can just make a request. You can just see that where the request status. You can see the knowledge article. We'll see that what is the knowledge article here. We will see what is the portal here. Okay. We will see, but you cannot make any changes in your request once it has been submitted. Okay, you cannot make any request. So this type of user is called the end user. So I'm coming to you your point, Bikola. Yesterday you say it is a user. Yes, it is a user, but we call this user as the end user. The last person in the queue who just want to put an order, and they are the non-licensed user. Now the point comes when I go for the consulting, I ask my customer, how many end user base you have? He says, boss, my company or my user base is 1000. Okay. It means I have to create 1000 user account in my system so that those people can access my or can access the service now. Clear till this point? Any doubt, any question? Because this is important now. Now you have to be think from the proper consulting perspective. I'm putting this emphasis very much on the consulting part because these are the basic questions which asked in interview. Even not in interview, maybe when you are going for the requirement gathering, you should ask this question to the customer. And you can ask only and only when you have the knowledge about that particular concept. Yes, over to you guys for question answer now. Veer, are you asking any question you because I'm not able to hear you, but some background noise is there. Okay. No, we're not able to hear you properly. Okay.
Atul, so
Yes.
user
Good,
is all users like using the service now as a tool to raise a request for change or incident or
No. I
no.
never say change. I'll come to that point. I'll come to the basic thing is that if you are an end user, okay, I'll give you an example. Definitely you do the shopping from the Amazon, Flipkart, or multiple websites, right? Right,
Yeah,
Sneha?
yeah.
So what you do maximum? You just go to that app. Veer, I'll reply your question. You just go to that app and do your order, right?
Yeah.
Or you tell them, hey, please change this image. I'm not liking this. You never tell them. The image of the product which is available, you just go find it's if it good looks good to you, you just make an order and then add to cart, pay, done. After 5 days, you get a delivery at your doorstep, right?
Yeah.
So you are here as an end user. When you're talking about the change, I'll come to that point, but not now, not immediately. Not immediately. I'll come to that point as well. Change is something different. Okay. Incident, request, change, and problem. These four are the pillars of any of the IT industry. But we will discuss this in step by step. As of now, just consider that you are an end user and you want to make a request. You want to make a incident. Hey, the product which I received is defective. I want to be returned it. I want my amount to be refunded. That is the incident. Maybe you order a phone from the online and that phone is not working now. You make an incident on the same portal. I order this phone, it is not operating properly. That is an incident. But change is not like that. Change is very different, which we discuss a little later, not immediately. Okay.
Okay.
Now Veer has a put a question that if the user base is 1000, how do we create license to all the people? Number one, what you are referring a user here? User means end user or non-end user, Veer? Non-end user. Okay. So when I say the non-end user, it means they are the fulfiller. That we were going to be discussed in the next topic. Okay. So just hold for a minute here. Now I come to this part. Let me come to this part so that I can pick up Veer point and then we'll go for this thing. Okay. Now let's take example. Specifically ladies, I can take an example from the ladies' perspective. Ladies have a hobby to decorate the home, to decorate their room, to make sure that the kitchen should be very clean, the balcony should be very clean, kids' room or their own bedroom or the living room should be very clean. Okay, so that nobody should say that hey, your room is or your house is not very good, right? Now consider one thing here. Your house is your product. Okay, or maybe let's say one day you'll be sitting and your in-laws or your your husband says, hey, this room is not looking good. Let's do some kind of a changes in this room. Now he raised a concern, he raised an incident, or maybe let's say that let's take the example of Sneha. Okay, Sneha husband tell to Sneha that Sneha, kids room is little messy. Let's move the bed to the right direction and bring the wardrobe on the left direction. Consider this is as an incident. Okay, it is an incident, and your husband raise an incident and go to office. After some time, maybe after 2 hours or 3 hours, he called back to Sneha. Hey, what are you doing? She will say, I'm working on your request or your incident. I'm making a change in the room. I'm making a bed on the right side and water from the left side. Okay. Now, why Sneha is able to do this part? Because Sneha has a license to do this thing. Maybe if some unknown or some guest will come to Sneha home, they cannot do this request or they cannot fulfill this particular incident. Why? Because they don't have any access in the Sneha's home. For the guest, only guest room is allowed to be stay, not any of the other rooms that be allowed here. Now, if I come to the technical terms, come to the ServiceNow concepts, basically, what happened? Suppose I raise an incident to any of the telecom company that internet is not working properly at my home. That says, okay, sir. Let me see if I have any image here that can help us to do this part. There's a one picture I have, ITL ITSM part. Okay, leave it then. I'm not able to find out. Okay, let's take example that I raise the incident to one of the telecom company that I have a plan of the 100 Mbps, but it is not working for me now. And that particular person says, okay, sir, let me raise the incident for you. Okay. Now that particular person or that particular agent raise an incident and he or she start working on your incident. How means, or what he will be working here, that particular agent will connect with the server team or maybe the network team. Hey, I got a ticket from Mr. Atul. His network is not working, internet is not working. Can you please check? That network team person will go or maybe visit to Atul house, see the things and say, yes, issue has been resolved now. So if I conclude this point, I'm sure that it is very confusing now, but let me bring you on from the ServiceNow perspective. Any user who is able to make a changes in any of the incident, request, knowledge article, or change where he can assign, he can update, he can close the tickets is called the fulfiller in ServiceNow. Means the person who can fulfill others person wish is a fulfiller. For the kids, first point of time, mother is a fulfiller because she take care of the kids at the very beginning, feeding, all kind of their daily work, bath, and all the brushing, and all things will be taken care by that particular mother only. It means mother is a fulfiller. And why I'm saying mother is a fulfiller? Because now she is a mother. She holds that license. She holds that designation that I'm a mother, I'm a licensor. Now, if tomorrow someone else kid also come, she can do that part for other kids as well. Maybe the relative came and they have also kid. So now she's already mother. She know that how to treat that particular kid as well. So in short, Virendra, your point that if I have 1,000 user base and those are non-end user, it means they are the fulfiller for me. And how I can give a license in ServiceNow, we have a concept which called as a role, R-O-L-E. I will give a role to the user, and what role is required here? The basic role is required. The ITIL role is required for a user to make the changes in any kind of an incident, change, problem, request, or the knowledge article. Don't be confused after this theory. Maybe when Monday we start the actual practical things, where I will create a user and I give you the exercise to create the users as well. I show you that if you have an ITL role, then what will happen? If you don't have an ITL role, then what will happen? Till this point, anyone has any doubt, any question? Ask me. Anyone? Sneha, Deepika, Veer, Kunal, Avi, Laura, Ola, Kachi, Steve, Diotana. Yes, Veer. I guess there's some problem with the headsets only. Or maybe you can type here in the meantime. Yes, Steve, go ahead. You can ask Steve, no problem. I guess there's an issue with Veer only, but you can try. So now, anybody who is in your home, okay, will you talk about licensing in detail? We will discuss, but a little bit on the offline mode. Not here. I'll give you the details, not in detail, basics that how these things work in the background. Okay, that is the thing. Okay, Veer has one question, then we will proceed further. Okay, okay. If I create an instance myself, I will be non-end user. Number one, you cannot create an instance yourself. You have to take the instance from ServiceNow. And if it is a personal instance, by default, you are logging as a admin only, not as an end user. For end user, you have to create an end user, only then he or she can access. So these things we will discuss when we go for the practical part. Okay. Now I come to the last point of this particular thing. Let's take an example. When I was a kid, if I want to buy, or I'm not a kid, but mainly a 16-17-year-old boy. If I want to buy a cold drink, I did not take approval from my parents. I go in the market, I pay the amount, and I get the cold drink. But if in that age, I want to buy a gold ring, definitely I need a approval from my parents, because the only thing is that because a heavy money involved here. The only reason is that a heavy money involved here. Now suppose you want to buy a gold ring of the 1 lakh rupees. You have an elder brother as well, or elder sister as well. You go to them and say, hey, buddy, I want to buy a gold ring costing of 1 lakh rupees. What your brother says, sorry, I cannot give you any kind of this kind of approval. Go and talk to parents. So now your parents become the approver for you, and they have authority to approve or reject your request. Okay, let's take example. Your manager says go and raise a request for the laptop, and you raise a request for a laptop of MacBook, for which you are not eligible actually, but you still raise a request. Now when the request go to your manager for approval or rejection, he will take a proper action here. So in summary, to do this action in ServiceNow, we required a role called the approver role. We require the approver role here. If I give an approval role to you, only then you can approve or reject that particular request. Okay, clear till this point? Any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Every rule, every license has its cost. Approver has some other cost. ITL has some other cost. Admin. Okay, one more point, one more account left is called the admin role. Admin means, okay, let's say that Sneha and his husband is staying together. Okay, now they both are admin of their house. They can do any kind of a changes. Painting, wallpaper, kitchen settings, washroom settings, balcony settings, gardening, gardens, plants, anything they can do because they are the admin of their house. But if they both are staying in the rented flat, then they cannot do the changes. Maximum they can do, they can bring their own wardrobe and they can put it, but they cannot go or they cannot change the wallpaper. They cannot change the painting colors. They cannot change the washroom settings. They cannot change the balcony settings. Why? Because in that flat, they are the tenant. They just have a IT, they just have a end user rule, not the even ITL. Some bit of ITL I can say, but in short, they are just an end user there. So admin rule is the topmost. If I give you the admin, then you can go and make any kind of a changes in my instance. And believe me, I will give you the admin rights as well. When we go for the user creation, I'll show you that what are the roles available. When I say role, I'm talking, when I say license, I'm talking about the roles only. So multiple roles are available in ServiceNow, and which we are going to be see sooner on the next week possibly. Okay. Any doubt, any question till this point? Anyone? Ask me, guys. It is important. Then do, because if you not ask now and you get confused, then you're gone, completely gone. I'm telling you from experience only these things, believe me. Okay, now come to the something. Yes, anyone has any question? Yes, Sneha, go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Anyone has a question? Can we see the heading of the slides? There's nothing much on these headings, my dear friend. ServiceNow licenses user perspective. That's all. And these are just a runtime slides which I created. And now it's very, very old, more than 3 or 4 years old, I can say. OK.
Atul,
Yes.
what is CMS or service portal?
OK. You use Amazon?
Yes.
You see the Amazon front end?
Yes.
Where that is service portal for you, where you can go and request it. Request basically.
Okay.
So CMS is, sorry, service portal, or basically that is called the customer management portals are there. OK. When you want to place some order, you need something on the front end, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a portal for you. If you are opening any app, the items you are able to see is a portal for you.
So what would be service catalog then?
Service catalog is your categories. I'll give you an example. Definitely, we people go to restaurants, right? For breakfast, lunch, or dinner kind of things for the parties, right? If you see that approximately 5 or 6 years back, if you go to any restaurant, they give you only one menu card, right? That menu we call as a catalog here. But now if you go to the any of the good restaurant, 5-star or 7-star or 3-star restaurants, they give you minimum 2 or 3 catalogs. One for the food, one for the beverages, one maybe for the kids section as well, that maybe you have infant with you and you need something for your infant. They have these things. So those are the catalogs. I'll not go in detail, Sneha, as of now, because we have a complete topic on this part, that how to build the catalog, how to build the categories, and how to build the items in that. OK, just for now, just understand that catalog means I'm referring to the menu cards here. different menu cards for the different items. Or in short, like if you go to the Amazon, you have seen multiple options like men, women, child, accessories, fashion, shoes. What are those? Those are the catalogs for you at point of time. Even though those are the, like if I say men, women and kids, these are the three catalogs. If you open the men catalog or the women catalog, you will find a number of categories there. Fashion, accessories, or maybe I can say tops, jeans, all the things will be your categories in that particular area. So that is the service catalog there. Clear till this point?
Yes, Atul.
Okay, great. Now I come to the very important point. These things I actually dig out. I read some documents and then finally I come on this next 3 or 4 slides. It is, I'll not say it is tough, it is rare, but at least I did not find this type of content easily on the YouTube channels. Okay, next 4 slides will give you the background of a tool. Let's take an example. So now what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss ServiceNow architecture number 1, ServiceNow data centers number 2, how the transfer and the failover will be work, and at last, how the backup and recovery will take care. If you are using any kind of a tool, let's say that I'm using a Gmail, right? And if you notice that a few days, or I guess last year in the last of the last year, I guess November, December, WhatsApp was down, Facebook was down, approximately for 5 to 6 hours. It was down. But did anyone think that what type of architecture they are following in the background? Maybe you have a question, Atul, why we're going in the architecture? The thing is that this question asked in the consulting when you sit in front of the customer. Believe me, don't think that, hey, he's a customer, he don't know about the service now. No, they don't know about the service now, but they know about their company and their architecture, and they want to see that how this tool architecture has been defined. Today we say that everything is a cloud based. Sorry guys, just give me 1 minute. Okay, so these points basically required when you go and interact with the customer. This is a value addition for you. Maybe you have to be sure it to the client. Maybe you don't need to be sure to the client. One more thing, Bikola, for you. Put one more question. You have to find out the original document of particular these concepts. I pick up all these things from a single document, which is provided by ServiceNow. Okay, I will not share that document. The reason is basically because if I share, you will not do your research. If I did not share the documents with you, you will go and search. Maybe you find something more useful than which you're looking for. So take your 1 or 2 days, try to find out its original document. If someone find, please send into the group. So how the ServiceNow architecture has been defined, how this tool has been built up.
Actually, what are we looking for? I want to make sure.
Okay, so this is a crunch, which I put in on the slides.
Okay.
There is a 7-page document given by ServiceNow. Yes, given by ServiceNow, which has a complete detail.
Okay.
That what do you mean by this database, nodes, instance, everything will be mentioned there. So you guys have to find out that original document. Someone asked me on my YouTube video as well, Atul, can you share this document? I said no, I cannot share the document. I give him a hint that what you have to find out on the Google, and you will get it easily. So now the thing is that instance Instance means there's a one copy which I am using. One particular, but how I say that, what is instance for you? Let me think on that part. Okay, let's take example. Suppose we all go for a marriage party. Okay, someone is there who arrange who is getting married, and we go there. You just had a coffee. You just had a coffee, and one of my new friend came. Hey, can you take a coffee with me? You said, okay, let me take it one more cup of coffee with you. So the coffee which you pick up now is a new instance for you. That okay, I'm just supporting this particular person for a, or I can say for just giving him a kind of, what I can say, comfortable, or I'm missing that word actually. What we say basically, just doing that company. Yes, I'm just doing a company with that particular person. I already had my coffee, but I'm just picking up that. So it means if someone notice, they say, hey, you are again taking coffee. It means you are be on your own instance again now. So instance means there is a link has been given by ServiceNow to their customer to access that particular tool. Like how you can open Amazon.com. You go to the website. If I say you go here and you say Amazon. So what is this? This is a instance. If I open this is one instance I open. Maybe if I right click and I say duplicate, this is the second instance I open. Even though working is fine, but it can be second instance for me. So how ServiceNow says that every customer has his own instance, and there is no linking between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 3 and 1. It means that when I am saying, okay, this is my instance or this is your instance. So your instance and my instance are kept at two different places. My instance go down. It is not be a case that on the same time your instance also goes down. If I see WhatsApp and Facebook both goes down at the same time. What this mean? It means they both are hosted on a same place. They both are using something similar, something same in the infra part. So that if one infra goes down, both application goes down. So ServiceNow architecture says that I am using multi-instance architecture. It has been asked in the interview, what type of architecture ServiceNow follow? You should say that ServiceNow follow the multi-instance architecture. Why? Because every customer has his own set of things in the background. So like I am a customer Atul. I have in my app nodes, I have my own database. Instance 2, customer 2, instance number 2, app nodes, different database. Maybe they two share the common hardware to support. Same rack, same place, but they are the different for customer X to customer Y. The another reason is that in this case, customer 1 cannot see the data of customer 2 because there's no linking in between. You can see there's no line is going in between. So it's something like that only. So you see, there's no linking. Either you can see like this, either you can see this. It means if there's no point of this, then customer 1 cannot access customer 2 data. So in this case, if customer 1 is down, there's no impact on customer 2. Same goes for the customer 3. This is beauty of ServiceNow, and this is the first place because in the consulting, before the requirement gathering, even sometimes this question asked in the requirement gathering by business as well. Atul, how you make sure that my ServiceNow instance will not go down? Then you present these particular things here. You can say that, and believe me, in my experience of 7 years in ServiceNow at point of time, more than 7 years, I can say now, I never seen a single second downtime of ServiceNow. Downtime is there, but it was due to my company network was down, but not due to ServiceNow was down. So this much capability they have. So there's number. So by the purpose of showing this architecture is basically to clarify that how the particular instances has been built up. I'll tell you that how you can take your own instance in ServiceNow. Okay, so clear till this point. Any doubt? Any question? Anyone?
No doubt.
Steve, Veer, Sneha, Deepika, Vigola, Datona, Lara, Bhumi. Okay, no questions. We can proceed further. This is one of my favorite topic to be explained. Now I come to the data centers. I'll not go in the deep dive that what is the data center, how is something built up, but yes, I would like to tell you these things. It is important. ServiceNow has their data centers mainly in the 5 areas: Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, South America. Europe is required because after this is what I can say, Brexit, that European Union says data should not go out from the Europe, right? So they have these 5 main areas where they have their data centers. So now you can imagine to support this multi-instance. They have a very big data centers as well. So total 11 data centers and 10 data centers to support them. So it means when I say 10 data center pair means the main data centers and the backup data centers. Now can you imagine that if a company has a backup of the data center as well, how much big their infra at point of time? I guess someone put any question here. Okay, so now you can see here that in Europe, if you see, let me do a little more. So if you get this document, then you will be able to see everything. In the document, you will find this thing very clearly. So now you can see for US, 1 backup, 1 primary. Canada, 2 primary, 1 backup. US Federal is there. Brazil, they have 1. In India, they don't have. They just have a backup. In India, see, you can see here in India. I guess that is in Bangalore only, not even in Mumbai. So you can see here UK, Germany, Switzerland. To do this part, they have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 data centers for 3 major countries. And with these 3 backup data centers as well. Japan, they have. In Asia, they have on these 2 places. Australia, they have in these 2 places. The only purpose of telling this thing from the experience perspective, this question was asked in one of the latest project I was going to be kick off. My customer has a requirement. Atul, I will take ServiceNow only when you make sure that data should not go out from India. I said, come on, boss. ServiceNow don't have any data center in India other than the main data centers. Sorry, other than the supporting data center. He did not took ServiceNow. He says, Atul, I don't want my data should be go out from India. Now, if this is the situation, what you will do? Open to everyone. Very simple, very clear, 1-line statement. I want, or my customer want, that my data should not go out from India. You have a picture in front of you that where the data center has been installed or the setup. Now, what will you do to get that particular deal, or what will be a reply to customer on that area? Open here for the discussion. Dutona, let me start from you. What do you think?
Since the support data center is there, not really sure how that is possible.
Support data center means it is just a backup. No actual work is going on that. So like I have a UPS. If UPS goes down, I have a what I can say, power bank to charge my phone.
Yeah.
That is the only thing. So what you will reply here? We say support centers also in production can be used. No, these are just only for the backup, and they are the read only. They just take a read only backup, nothing else. Okay, let me come to Vaibhav. Can you talk now, if possible?
Sir, I want to know one thing about that backup
Yes.
plans. Sir, they have the entire data or like some of the, like, we can say important data only.
No, that they will have everything. They will
Each and
have
every.
each and everything in their backup as well. But that is only read only for the read only one, not the writing one.
All right.
Okay. Okay, let me come to Steve. What do you think? What will be the answer here to my customer?
Wait until they open a data center in India.
But I'm losing a customer here. I know that how much money I can earn from that particular customer.
Yeah, there is no any option if they want their data stay.
There is an option. There is an option.
Okay.
Think for that. Okay, Ken, what do you say?
Are you asking in terms of making sure the data don't go out of India?
Correct. My customer says that Atul, I will buy ServiceNow only and only when you give me a written confirmation that my data will not go out from India. And I told him that, boss, in India, I just have a backup data center, not the primary. What should I do now?
I mean, try to convince him to use a a closer data center that is close to India. I mean, or use the backup one, which
Backup, nothing.
Yeah, and it doesn't function like the actual one, though. I mean, try to convince him. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
Okay. How much practically you think that the convincing will be work here? It's business. It's all about money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think again. Think on that part. Okay, let me come to Bikola. What do you think?
Okay, so there are no data centers in India, and he said he doesn't want his data outside of India. That's a strict requirement. I mean,
yes.
I mean,
now what reply you give to customer?
oof, that's just. I mean, that's not possible because there's no way they.
No. Don't say to the customer directly that it is not possible.
Yeah.
I give you the ways as well how to tackle these kind of situations here. Okay, Deepika, what do you think?
You can maybe convince him of the security measures and how secure the data will be outside of India, and just.
He simply says, I will take ServiceNow if you give me assurance that data will not go out from outside India. Like let's take example from European countries. They are very strict on their part. They always says that anyone who want to access data should be in Europe only. The same way this customer says to me that my data should be stay in India. Yes, Deepika, what do you say?
Not sure Atul on this.
Sneha. Put some thoughts. Sneha.
We can do it on premise but it would charge you some more cost or something.
Avi, what do you think, Avi?
So we can tell the customer about the security measures, security actions we are
No,
taking.
no,
Mhm.
not possible, not possible. Be a simple one
Then,
point.
then I don't know.
Okay, Kunal.
Um,
Yes, Kunal, go. Yes, go
and
ahead.
remember that we can do that definitely.
But how?
Uh, in terms of like the instance they are using from the India only, and I think
Yes, they're using the instance from India only. That's correct.
yeah.
But
So,
definitely data will go in some other place only because in India they don't have a primary backup data center.
yeah, July, I definitely I
Okay,
missed that.
no
Yeah.
problem, no problem. Yes, Sarah. Someone says, can
Yeah,
ServiceNow
so
create instances customer server itself? Let's discuss that part. Yes, Sarah, go ahead.
honestly, I don't know what I don't know what the answer will be, because if they don't want it in India, I mean, if they
Mhm.
don't have service now in India, I don't, and then there's no, and honestly, I don't know.
Okay, Yinka or Ola, I can say. And now I'm starting remembering the name as well. Okay, so everybody says something and something not possible, some security measures and all the things will be there. I come back to you, Sneha. Why you say on premises and on which basis you say this on premises?
Uh, I thought because they don't want it on some other place, like they
Mhm.
want it in India. So the only option we have left is to host for on private, for particularly for them. That's why I
Okay.
said on
You
premise.
you only thought or you have some any valid reason behind that?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a valid reason, since they
Well,
have told that they can't keep it outside India, and we don't have any data center in India.
Mhm.
So on premise is an option. That's why I
And
told so.
and this is the actually right alternative we have given here. We also propose to the customer that let's go on premises. Definitely, it's a little costly one. It's a chargeable one, but we can plan for the on premises as well. Now, Bikola, I come to on your point that Atul, what you say, how to convince to the customer. Okay, so if these kind of discussions happen and you as a service provider are not sure that what is the best answer, what is the best alternative you can give, we always have a ServiceNow representative with us in our company. You can reach out to them. See, if I tell you, but I tell you that it is all about business. If you are losing a customer, it means ServiceNow also losing a customer there, right? So in these cases, what we do, we go to our ServiceNow representatives and we put a query to them that my customer has this requirement, how best we can fit them. And during this discussion, this point also come into the picture. Let's ask the ServiceNow guys, can we go for the on-premises as well? If they have their standards, they have their policies. What does mean the on-premises? That you set up the database or the data kind of a, I can say database in their own servers itself, which we also put the same point that can ServiceNow create instance in the customer server itself? Yes, that is the call the on-premises. Like if you see the BMC remedy is a tool which was on premises approximately 2 or 3 years back, but now they also moved on the cloud. If I say Deepika on premises means that if you're storing the data locally in your desktop, is on-premise. But if you're storing your data on the OneDrive or the Gmail, then it is a completely cloud part, I can say. This is a way that you can understand, you can differentiate that things. I guess Vaibhav is writing something. Let's see what he's been writing. So these, what about data backup, then everything? Yes. So now this is just one point we put it. So being a consultant, we have to be think that how the data backup will be work, because data backup. So maybe we can say, okay, data backup can be work. Let's bring your data directly in the support server. So support data center, not in the primary data center, because that is in India only. That can be taken care. So these kind of discussions when happen, we always take ServiceNow into the consideration. We even though we are so much expert, but these are the very ground level things which a customer want, and my actual company, my ServiceNow should know that how I am going to provide a service to my customer. So we have to be identify these kind of gaps, these kind of issue, and we have to be write these things very carefully into our sales agreement deal. Our NDS document has been created for the same, that I'm giving you the on-premises up for this particular cost. Your data backup will be done on this particular time periods. Your data will be stay only in the support data center, not on the primary data center. If support data center goes down, you have to wait at least for the 2 hours to bring the data back, because that is support data center. So multiple things come into the picture. And you, me as a consultant, need to bring those things into the upfront. Don't think that now Vaibhav put a very valid point. Atul, what about the data backup in that case? We have to be think on premises to ho gaya, but what next? How the data backup will be done? How the recovery will be done? How the failover will be done? So these things we have to be discussed. Sneha ne thought, put it right. Let's go for the on-premise. But multiple things can be changed in the on-premises. So maybe if it is on-premises, ServiceNow say if any infra goes down, it is your responsibility, not my responsibility. I will charge you heavily for these installations as well. So multiple things matter in that case. And now,
can I add up something, Atul?
Yes, definitely.
Sorry to disturb.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Sorry, on this on-premises data storage, like what customer will be, anyways, we can try as a salesperson, we can try to convince him. But at the same time, when we're talking about the ServiceNow architecture, right, about their support data center, primary data center, and across geographical spread. So what ServiceNow is claiming and what we're assuring customer that we do have 99.9% uptime of all the servers and the data center, right?
Correct.
But at the same time, when we're putting backup or any data or the data server on the customer premises, they will not get that kind of security and that kind of failover kind of mechanism what other customers will be getting from the ServiceNow.
Correct.
Am I right?
Correct. So these things we have to be tell. So Bikola, when you say that, what type of arguments, what type of convincing we have to be do? Maybe Steve also put this point. So you have to bring the positive and the negative points for the both. That if you go for the cloud, we can assure that 99.99% availability will be there. Your backup will be done properly, your recovery can be done properly, your failover can be done recovery. But if you go on premises, these are the loopholes or these are the limitations with you.
So on-premise will be expensive to be more expensive.
Definitely, it will be expensive.
Okay, you mentioned
yes, separate maintenance required, separate infra required. Maybe ServiceNow take a complete hands off. Say it is your infra, you have to manage. Yeah. I am not care. Maybe they say we need a good hardware, good software, servers as well, good memory or good RAMs as well to run these things properly, good databases as well. So multiple things involved, but definitely there always be a win-win situation for both of the parties. Maybe you can ask to the customer, let's go for the POC on the UK instance. Let's see how much security I can provide you, how much access I can help you in that area. If you are happy, then we can proceed on that particular things only. So this is the purpose of discussing about this data center. One more example, then we close the call for today. One of my customer delay his go live on ServiceNow because they said that Atul, they are from the Germany only. They said that Atul, please bring my instance from UK data center to the Germany data center. Because they think that if they're in the they're sitting in the Germany and they're using the instance in the UK data center, there's some latency there. There's some delay for the few seconds. So this says, I cannot accept this delay. Please move my instance from UK to the Germany data center. So these are the cases actually happen in practical life. Customers are very rigid sometimes on their part. I want, like I support in the US customers as well. They simply says, I want my instance in the US. They ask, Atul, tell me where is my instance at point of time? In which data center you are putting my instance? Maybe I said, hey, your instance in the UK. Hey, come on, I'm sitting in US zone. You're putting my instance in the UK. It's a night for me, it's a day for me. Please bring my instance to the US only. So you can answer these points only when you have a clarity on these areas specifically. And that is the purpose of telling this thing in today's class about the ServiceNow data center. So if I just go ahead here. So ServiceNow maintain continuous asynchronous replication from the database in the current primary data center, and secondary is only read only. So in the primary, you can read and write, but on secondary, you can just read, not write. I'll tell you that how the backup has been taken care. What is the bandwidth or what is the timelines for the backup here? Clear point, everyone? Any doubt, any question? Sorry, what is the final answer of data not going out India? Yes, on premises, correct. Okay, thanks. Okay, we was asking this question, right? But this is we just for a reference. This is just an alternative. It is not a final approach because on premises has their own drawbacks that we have to be discussed with the ServiceNow only, because at last they are the one who is handling, who is holding everything for their customers at point of time. Okay. Any other doubt? Any question, guys? Okay, so no question for today. Let me stop the recording and we'll go for the attendance now.